Yo, what's up, aliens? Ahi here. So today I'm going to be going over my new Magic Ableton racks, Volume 5, and I'm going to be going over all the different racks and what they do and some cool use cases for them. But if you want to get them, they're down below in the description of this video on my Gumroad, and let's get into this. First up is the AHEE's Metal Tonality. So here's just a snare, and if we add it on, go through some of these presets, you can hear it adds metallic like sounds to the sound. So you can add this on drums, basses, vocals, go for it. The one thing to notice is that the metal level, like below a certain threshold, the sound will disappear. So you need to be able to mess with that. And then also you can control the release right there, EQ. You can also control the pitch, really fun one to play around with. And also the mix of the metal and the metal type right here. Also, you can add in some corpus and some erosion, be able to tune the corpus here, add in some more texture and compress it. One thing to note is that this plugin you have to load in separately by opening up the provided Ableton project and then clicking save within that project, and then you'll be able to load it up whenever you want later. Alright, so with AHEE's Ultra Dispersor, it's like the classic disperser effect, but with like way more options. So there's a saw wave, throw it on, sounds like a disperser. But what's cool is that you have all these options to like change the style and really dial in that amount, go extra sharp on it if you want, and then also compress it afterward. And then you can change the wiggle depth, rate, and tilt of the wiggle. And so you can get these cool new ways of doing dispersion. Also on here, you can throw it on these like big chords, and you can actually do these frequency splits. Do you see that? You could make space in your mix at these different split points. That's super unique. All right, with AHEE's Rise, Fall, and Flutter, it's a really great transition rack. So you can put it on risers, on drum builds, on vocals that you want to transition from one thing to another. So here it rises up and gets phased at the same time. Just a regular saw wave. Add some reverb on that rise. Noise. So you can get a lot of different variations really quickly. And this will work on any element. It also does this thing that I like to call fluttering out. Or a butterfly or something like that. You can also have it pitch down as well. Very cool. All right, AHEE's Wash, Fade, and Echo is basically like an easy washout effect, but like so many more options. So I've just got it on an almond break here. You can fade it out. Low fade, a mid fade, high fade. Add in some washing. You can wash up, wash down. It's got this cool mid split fade. So it like sort of like hollows out the middle and goes to the sides. And then it's got these echoes on here. You can just easily automate that stuff right away. There's extra low fade. So super easy to use, multi-use washout. AHEE's Bass Cream flavors is basically just like you throw it on bass sounds. So here it's just the saw wave, you just throw it on, it changes it into things like this. And it's got all these different variations. So you can easily find, come on, that's ridiculous. That's silly. Okay, so basically there's these mod 1, mod 2, and those like can control different like pitch elements like that. You can also control the distortion type, some EQing. Too much is overly compresses it, erosion amount. You can control the frequency. And you can also add in a band, so all the way down it's off there, and then you can control the LFO amount with that right there. Definitely mix around with these mods and try hitting the random button a few times. Get some wild things that way. Oh, so AHEE's vocal clarity is like one of my best like vocal centered racks here. Basically, I just saved a bunch of presets of like different like classic vocal style effects. So here's this rap vocal. That one's very wide. You can see it's pretty mono right there. So you can like just click through all these different presets and just dial in like what kind of effect you're going for really quickly. The stereo spread affects how wide it is. Reverb there, the pre and post compression, and some other effects right here. And definitely mess around with the tube drive. Gets a really nice flavor with that. Oh, so AHEE's Hyper Vocal Box. This is really good for like vocal shouts, like getting the processing right on those vocal shouts. So here I've just got a little hey. Let's throw it on. That's a classic. You can see it really comes with tons of different little inflections and character with each preset. Totally different. Basically, this does some of the, a lot of compression, and you can change these frequency things here. Be careful with this second one, and the third one. You can also add in the vocoder there, the width, dry, wet, and reverb, magic amount, distort amount, drive. Oh, AHEE's Pad Maker is a really interesting one in this series. It's really hard to make and get it to work, but it basically turns anything, any sound into a pad. So here's this rave stabby kind of thing. And now let's listen to it. Oh my God. It's heavenly right now. And you can go through all these different styles of that. You can even do this on drums. Check this out. And add in the atonal spooky ones. Like so creepy. One thing to note is that you should definitely have this input gain up in order to have it react properly. So AHEE Spectral Blur works where you just throw it on things and you discover happy accidents, because you just never know how it's going to react. So I've got this like rave mallet kind of thing going on. Throw it on. Totally changes it. Go through some of these presets and just discover like little cool hidden like little artifacts and whatnot that pop up. And to really explore this, you know, you can like change the pitch, stretch, how it damps and delays. Like there's so much. You can hit random and just discover new stuff that way. I also like throwing it on like entire beats, hitting random, going through the presets, and then just discovering something that just like clicks in with a cool sound, and I'll copy it out and paste it onto that specific sound. And then use that for new sound design. Oh, AHEE's Love Bubbles. Now this one sounds silly, but it just creates like interesting little artifacts around the top ends of things. So that's just like chord synths. You hear it? It's like little space wiggles in there. But it can do some pretty extreme things too. I like that top zap one. But really I'd say hit the random and just discover how weird this thing can get. Yeah, let's try it on a beat. Oh, that's weird. It does like weird delay things like that too. Could find some happy accidents that way. AHEE's Magic Artifacts is another one. You just throw it on and start discovering what it does. It's basically every kind of tonal delay available in Ableton, like all thrown into one thing. So let's toss this on some drums and just discover what this thing can do. It just like adds character to a lot of sounds, and you can use that for sound design and like discover some happy accidents that way. You know, see where these things go. Oh, totally different vibes. Throw it on some drum breaks. Try hitting random. Happy accident making machine. Alright, so AHEE's Subtle Squish and Super Squish are two different flavors of compression racks. First one is subtle, the other one is super. Well, let's listen to a couple of these. Here's just the drums added on. And you can see you get a couple different just variations on what subtle different things sound like. And now if we throw it on super, really squishes the heck out of it. Dubstep squish is good on like basses. So like this bass, throw it on. Oh, just brings it out. It's the super squish. AHEE's flavors of effects and flavors of tube compression are what they say they are. It's just got a bunch of different effects here, a bunch of different styles of tube compression here, and they work really well together. So I've got this ravey stab kind of thing here. Throw this on. You can make it darker, give it some like metallic space. You can really transport these different like sonic areas, and then adding in the tube compression just like solidifies it, gives it more dirt, and you can really explore these ideas. Add it on some drums, gives it a old flavor. I really like these punk off Street Fighter ones. You can find a lot of cool accidents that way. With AHEE's flavors of distortion, it's really good on just a lot of different things. Anything that you want to add harmonics to, like this little vocal shot here. That hot pickle one is really good. You just a lot of different flavors. You can also add it on like stabs. Really brings out the background character. So you can control the different styles right here, the volume of them, how much they're compressed, and the flavor of each style. But definitely recommend just hitting random a few times and discovering things that way. And use this in combination with the other racks. I think you're going to get a lot of interesting results. And AHEE's death pedal is basically like a guitar pedal. So just got this little guitar part. And we can throw it on. And it's a lot of different like variations of like nice guitar effects. I guess you could also like throw in like vocals to like really mangle them into here. But basically you can control different types of distortion there, the tone of them, like how much they're affected, the compression, and the EQ of it all. AHEE's Magic Vibrato and Tremolo. Now these are just like classic effects, and I was surprised that Ableton like never really included them before, so I just made them myself and made a bunch of presets that are sort of like famous like settings. So with the vibrato it slightly controls the pitch, and with the tremolo it controls the volume. So just listen to this Rhodes thing and check out. You can feel the beating of that. A little faster there, and you can make it all exaggerated and silly, slow and trippy there. Then add in the tremolo to like really control the volume there. Almost do like a side chain thing there. What's nice is you can be able to like chain these together and like come up with new combinations. Just add a lot of subtlety to any sound. All right, and finally, we have AHEE's Tilt EQ and Ultra Chorus. So the Tilt EQ is pretty self-explanatory. I just wish Ableton included this, so I just made my own version of it, where you can tilt the whole spectrum one way or another and control its center and its cue. Super simple. Now with the chorus, this is actually just the old version of Ableton's chorus and the new version of Ableton's chorus combined together. What's fun, you can like create some pretty crazy basses off of just this saw wave here. Hit random, explore things that way. Here it is on some vocals. A lot of cool effects. Discover some cool accident this way. All right, aliens, I hope you all enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a like, and you can purchase them down below at the link in the description on my Gumroad page. And definitely check out those combo packs and upgrades and whatnot. All right, I will see you aliens in the future. All right, peace.